Guys, right now we're gonna do for the Azure Lab of the 100 Azure Cloud. So, good news is we are reaching to day 38. So we are very close to reach to the end. So today is day 38. So let me check it out the lab title. So title is running containers on Azure Virtual Machines. Okay, great. So let me click the start button. So here we're gonna have to wait around maybe 2 minutes. So I have prepared an architecture diagram for this lab. I hope it will be helpful. So let me go to tfdraw.com. Don't give up. Normally it is the last key on the ring which opens the door. That's a beautiful sentence. Okay, great. Okay, now we're gonna read the given instruction from the top to down. Okay, so here the notorious dev ops team needs to set up an Azure Virtual Machine to enter LVA Azure Blob Storage container for storing and retrieving data. So the team must create a private storage account. So that's the first requirement. And we have to configure blob storage. And then we had to test the functionality to check if does it work or not. So here the text. So we have at least, we have 5 requirements here, 5 stages. So the first stage is we have to set a Azure Virtual Machine. So but Virtual Machine is already created, already existed right there. So within that East US region, so we don't need to create the new one. Okay, now let me go to the second stage. So here we have to create a private storage account and blob container together. So here to create the storage account name is here nautilus-vm 13455 in the East US region. So locally redundant storage is LRS, and we have to create private blob container. So here container name is this one. Okay, so let me copy these 2 sentences. So let me find the Google to get the related comments. Okay, great. So the first thing is we have to create the storage account, right? So here before we create it, we need to know the resource group name. So we can get the resource group name is a group list. So here we get the resource group name. Okay, great. So I will remove this. I don't need this. Okay, and then I will replace with the Azure resource group name. So location is US. SKU type is standard LRS. Great. And kind is storage version 2. That's fine. So let me run this. So before we run, let me check the virtual machine list. It's a VM list output table. Okay, so we already have the nautilus-vm. This is a virtual machine with this resource group name. So resource group names is the same. So here also location is ECUS. So let me create the storage account first. Storage account is this. Now, and after that, let me create the private blob container. So blob container is mainly for keeping data, for storing information within it. That's why it has to be private, right? That's why we need to give this argument and value here. Public access is not on, it is off, right? So here account name is this, container name is this. Okay, great. So let me create that container story. So blob container. So okay, let me run right here. Okay, so here we get the return value is true. That's great. So we finished for the second stage. Now we're gonna go to the third stage. So here we retrieve the storage account key. So get the storage account key, access key to configure access for the application. Okay, so let me find in the Google again to get the storage access key, storage account access key. So how to get a Azure from terminal. Okay. So I can run this command. Okay, I will run this. The second one is to get only the primary key. Okay, let me get the primary key. That's also fine. So here resource group name again. So resource group name is right here. Okay, great. And then I will replace, and then storage account I will replace this. So storage account name is right here, and then I will replace right here, and I will run this to get the access key. Great. So this is the access key that we had to use it later. So we have to create a test file. So to create a test file, we need to enter into the nautilus virtual machine, and after that we have to create this testfile.txt within this specific directory. But when we create when we create that file, we also have to write some string content here. This is a test file, so we shouldn't forget this. So first of all, we need to enter into the virtual machine using SSH. So we need to know the public IP address of this virtual machine here, nautilus virtual machine. So okay, let me find the public IP address of this virtual machine. So how to get public in Azure from terminal. Okay. So let me run this again. So here I need to give the resource group name again. So resource group name is, I can give this one with the capital letters. That's fine. So okay, I will run this. Okay, so I get the public IP address, and this is a private IP address. Now we use the public IP address SSH, and here Azure default username is Azure is Azure user at, and then I will paste this public IP address and say yes. Okay. Okay, now we successfully enter into the nautilus virtual machine. So now let me check this directory. This directory is already existed or not. So ls-la. So let me go to that directory. So within the directory, we don't have any file. Okay, so let me create this test.txt file. So when we create this test.txt file, okay, let me give this content using echo. So ECHU echo, and then I will use a string with a double quotes, and then I will keep within this file testfile.txt. Okay, ls. So let me read it again with a cat. So you will see this testfile.txt file within this home/Azure user directory. Great. So now we go to the final stage. So here we have to upload the file to the blob storage container. So we can run this command. So upload the testfile.txt file to the blob container using Azure CLI command. So, but here we cannot directly use this command. We had to configure where to fit something else, because here access key is not. So we had to give the access key right here. Access key is not ready right there. So I can copy this access key right here. Right? So I will copy this access key, and then I will replace right here. Now we will try to upload the testfile.txt to the blob storage container. So blob storage container. Okay, so here we successfully upload right there. So let me check that. Let me verify it is successfully upload or not. So okay, how to check blob storage storage container inner content inner file in Azure using CLI. Okay, let me run this command. So storage account name is right here. So this is storage account name, and container name is here. We have to get a specific container name. So I will copy that name and I will replace right here. Great. Okay, now let me run this. Is there a lot to set up account? Okay, how about this one? So this is the account name. So this is a container name. Okay. And we're gonna find a specific file. So file name is testfile.txt, right? So let me run that again. So here some request error. There are no credentials provided you in your command and environment. So okay, great, that's fine. Because this is not too, we had to use access key. Let me use access key. Okay, so using access key, we will run this command again. So container name is here. Okay, sorry. This is a container name and the account name. Account name is here. And then, sorry, and then we need to give the access key. So access key I can get from here again. So this is the access key. And I will remove this. Okay, great. Okay, so finally you will see here testfile.txt. Here blob type is blob, and here blob tier is hot, length is 20, and test is plain. Yeah, length is 20 right here. Where's that? You can count the array of that string right here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 here. 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20, right? Okay, great. So let me check it out and click confirm. So yes, yeah. So finally it's been successful. So I will start here and click yes, no issue faced. So finally I want to show a diagram. That's a workflow or architecture diagram right here. You will simply understand this. So here DevOps engineer team is they are trying to configure to to do something else from the client host, Azure client host. So here they're trying to access this virtual machine using SSH, and then they upload this testfile.txt file from this virtual machine to this storage blob storage. So we have two setters. One is for the private storage service, and another one is for virtual network infrastructure. So within the virtual network infrastructure, we have the Nautilus virtual machine, and then we have the this here testfile.txt file within the virtual machine in a specific directory, and then so we will run the CLI command to upload the related testfile.txt to this private storage service. So within the private storage, we have the storage account, and then we have the Blob Storage container. Your container name is, we have to get a specific name, but that is private, right? That's not public. So finally we upload the file to the storage container. So but when you want to see something as maybe the data, maybe the file, maybe the video within the Blob Storage container, you have to use this authentication access key. So finally we use this command here to see the inner content of the blob container. So yeah, so that's it. So this is a workflow diagram of this lab. So I think this will be helpful anyway. So alright, so thanks for watching. See you in the next coming video, guys.